At MIT, there was always a desire to elevate the arts. Jerry Wiesner very specifically would say, you can't do good engineering without the arts. He really believed that the arts were integral to a good education. The film section actually started because of a class that Ed Pincus ran out of his studio in Central Square. And so many students at MIT signed up for it that the powers that be decided that they should move it to the main campus and find a well-known filmmaker who could head the film section. And that was Ricky Leacock.
I was first asked by Jerry Wiesner to come teach film video at MIT. I was very hesitant. He rephrased it and said, what do you think that a place like MIT could contribute to the art of filmmaking? And it's for this reason that we take very seriously the effect of technology on the creation of movies.
Ricky is often described as being the father of cinema verite. He became a documentary filmmaker very early in life. I think he made his first film at age 14.
What I love about the kind of filming that I've spent my life doing is that there are always surprises. You always have a preconceived idea of what you think is going to happen. And it's as you see that preconception disintegrating and the film becoming something entirely different that you delight.
The film section actually started as an undergraduate program. It didn't take graduates until 3 years into the program. So we had introduction to filmmaking, intermediate filmmaking, and advanced filmmaking, and students flocked to it. So in terms of its relationship with the student body, it was a very happening endeavor. Students loved the technology, they loved being able to express themselves, and they loved the adventure, I think, of going out of MIT to try to tell a story that wasn't in their immediate life. The students shared their techniques. There was a very relaxed feeling, but there was also a driven feeling of everyone wanting to go out and make a film.
This time it was a wide open program of asking people to let us film aspects of their private life that they wanted filmed. This requires an awful lot of energy all the way through the term.
Ricky wanted to make double system equipment so that anyone could make a documentary film that they were interested in making. I came to MIT to work on Super 8, and I couldn't understand why you couldn't sync a sound recording that you made on a tape recorder with the film that came out of a Super 8 film camera. MIT had the answer.
We do have another room.
The film video section became the venue for artists to come to and want to screen their films for an audience. The Monday night screenings were always open to the public. Mary Jane Doherty, who made the funniest films that were released. I mean, she really had a wonderful sense of humor.
This is an experimental astrophysics laboratory.
Heavy double stars that rotate around each other, you know. And
this is a famous theoretical physicist, Dr. Victor Weisskopf.
Emit gravity waves, and this is what Ray is looking for.
So one of us has to stand on the table, huh? Or you stand on ladders?
Well, 2 ladders, actually.
2 ladders. Wonderful. Heroics. You might as well go to become Wheeling Brothers.
Yes.
I think the move to the Media Lab, it was by choice, but it was also sort of self-evident that we needed to go there if we were going to invent some of the new technologies and the new approaches to video. And that's, of course, what MIT is all about. It's about invention and moving on to the new. In terms of film video, it was very clear to me and to a few others at the section at that time that computers were going to totally change how we edited. Ricky himself, I think, was not so interested in staying long-term at MIT. He wanted to go off and make more of the type of movies he'd been talking about, using the Video 8 technology, and just see what you would make if you hung out on the streets of Paris. One of the really strong memories I have of the film section and the film video section, and even my groups here, the interactive cinema group, are all the fantastic people who went through. It really was remarkable, particularly in the early days. I think there wasn't anything like that in the country. There are many very accomplished filmmakers who came out of the film section. Ross McElwee, Rob Moss, Steve Asher, Bernice Schneider, Alex Anthony, Mary Jane Doherty, Barry Strongen, and just many more, moving through into the days of the Media Lab as well. Yeah, very influential.